Hey, you're listening to Redvolution Rampage, and I know we said last time was the last episode of the season, so we're gonna go again. Why not?
Because we just can't quit you.
Yeah, we absolutely cannot quit you guys. Actually, I think it's been interesting with a lot of things happening. I didn't expect so many movements to happen right off the bat with the season coming to a close there for the Carolina
Plus, the season's not over yet. We got the Stars and the Lightning going on.
That is true.
NHL season's not over yet. You are correct on
Go
that.
Dallas.
Right? So the Canes are standing the Dallas Stars like hard. It's
That's
ridiculous.
Hey, it's an all-South Stanley Cup. When was the last time that happened?
I mean, you're talking about like the two deepest like Southern teams. I think Miami's the only one that's even more south of either of those teams. So, and by Miami, I mean Florida Panthers. But
right.
You mean Sunrise or Boca Raton, not Miami.
Whatever. It's down there, okay? That's the expected market. Come on.
It's the expected market, but they don't get it. During Miami hate.
Well, yeah, that's great. I mean,
we
when
get another
was the
episode?
last time we had all Southern hockey?
I don't think ever.
Final, yeah.
Because when Washington was in it, they lost to a Northern team. When Florida was in it, they lost to a Northern team. Dallas won against New Jersey.
Did you just say Washington is a Southern team?
Right. I don't consider Washington a Southern team.
I mean, what are we calling Southern?
Argumental.
No. Okay.
All right. Well, avoiding Washington. The Hurricanes,
there you go.
We should.
The Hurricanes played a Canadian team. Florida lost to the Avalanche. Tampa played Calgary, and now they're playing the Dallas Stars. Dallas beat Buffalo. Dallas lost to New Jersey. Nashville lost to Pittsburgh. And that's about it, unless we include California, which I'm not going to.
Well, LA's kind of south, but I don't know.
Or if you include St. Louis.
No, I don't.
No, that's Northern. Yeah.
Midwest.
That's Midwest. Yeah.
All right. If they say pop, instead of
here in North Carolina, you'll hear it about 4 different ways. It's either pop, soda, Coke, or Cheerwine.
Look, I'm gonna say one thing about this being an all-Southern team. It had to take 2020 for that to happen.
Yeah.
Of course it's the year.
And how's Carolina like watching W playing going, how do we let that one go?
Anton, I will completely blame on Kirk Muller.
That's fair.
Him leaving, I will blame on Kirk Muller.
That's fair. What else is going on? I think we got to start with the biggest news.
The crop top.
What? No. Okay. Let's just knock that one out of the park. Joel Edmundson, his rights, not the player, his rights, were traded to Montreal. Remember, this was an unrestricted free agent rights. This guy was going to walk. And I noticed because there's already 6, or actually, I'll argue 7 NHL-level defenders who are either restricted free agents or signed through next season. And that includes Jake Bean, Hayden Fleury, Jacob Slavin,
Brady Shea,
Brett Pesce, Dougie Hamilton, and Jake Gardner. So those are your 7 NHL tier defenders who are either RFAs or signed through next season. So that leaves 3 UFAs, which are Joel Edmundson, Trevor Van Riemsdyk, and Sammy Vatanen. Am I missing someone? I feel like I'm missing someone.
No, that's about it.
That's it. Okay.
And I'm sorry to my friend Caitlin. I know she loves him, but we need to get rid of TVR. His time's up.
So Joel Edmundson had some value to trade, even as an unrestricted free agent. So that's a free 5th-round pick coming from Montreal. Montreal did sign him, so the scenario where Montreal gives away a draft pick and he walks anyway is gone.
And we got
Which would have
Dominic Bach. We got
We
Dominic
did
Bach.
okay. So everyone's like, "Oh, he traded for Justin Falk. We got nothing from Justin Falk but a fifth." Okay,
We got a fifth, a third, a good year out of Joel Edmundson and Dominic Bach, who
right,
I think will be in the
exactly.
league
And
next year.
only thing we gave up was a year of Justin Falk. Now they signed him again, and that's St.
It was
Louis's
a
problem.
terrible year. It was
That
a terrible year.
that was St. Louis's problem, right? So we gave up
Right.
1 year of Justin Falk in return for 1 year of Joel Edmundson,
and now they're probably losing Pietrangelo out of it.
look. And here's another thing: like, so we gave up a 5th-round pick, and then we got a 5th-round pick back. And if you look at it, that we upgraded in that 5th-round pick. We went from the 149th to the 146th pick. And I get it. Man, I went, whoa, math. And so
I know. I start to drool.
that's a 3-pick upgrade, which is not much, but in a draft this deep, it means something.
Well,
so
that in the Canes' history of actually picking really good people in late rounds.
Right, and not only that, you got it's something, right? We got something from nothing, right? And that's amazing on its own. I honestly did not expect anything to come back from Joel Edmundson. I thought he was going to walk, and that was going to be it, and we're going to roll into next season with some new defenders, and we're not going to sign any defenders in this offseason. I probably would like them to see a signing for forward, but honestly, there's plenty of moves on the offseason for trade, especially with the cap limit. Not moving because of Corona and much of other stuff. Who knows when next season is going to start.
However, like to see, and I know Amanda would like to see, maybe Dougie Hamilton extension?
Well, and that's what I was going to say is like this year isn't making me all that nervous as far as trades go. Next year is going to make me more nervous because there's a lot of people up next year.
Right.
And
so
number one, of course, I don't want to lose Dougie because he's up next year. But there's a lot of other people that are up next year too that I don't want to lose.
And look, so Carolina Hurricanes this year really, their RFA or UFAs really are limited, right? Because you really have those
Williams.
3 defenders. Yeah, I was about to say, so the 3 defenders and Justin Williams. Warren Fogel's an RFA, and that was it. That's so you right now, as they said, they got 3 RFAs. 2 RFAs and 3 UFAs. I don't see any of the UFAs getting re-signed, and so you gotta have 2 RFAs to deal with. Next year you're gonna have a bunch of UFAs, right? And you're gonna have Ryan Dzingel, Brock McGinn, Jordan Martinook, Dougie Hamilton, James Reimer, Peter Mrazek, and Andrei Svechnikov's going to be an RFA. And not to mention you got Morgan Geekie is going to be an RFA. Jason Cotton, who they haven't gotten anything from him yet, it's going to be an RFA. Jake Bean's going to be an RFA. Alex Nedeljkovic is going to be an RFA. Jeremy
It's going to be interesting.
RFA. So you're going to have a lot of players being, and I wouldn't be surprised to watch Don Waddell start moving some of these smaller names to get players who are signed lower deals through stocked in the minor leagues. So,
and my God, well, the Hurricanes are like they're putting their foot in on like a lot of rumored people. Like people are saying they're going to go after Darcy Kemper out in Arizona, or we're going to go after Pietrangelo. Or there's so many people that are saying the Hurricanes are putting their toes in a lot of these signings, but I'm like, I don't see it happening if it's not a trade.
Well, look, a lot of no, I can see it. I can see multiple things happening, right? Where they trade for a couple of more draft picks and then go out and sign someone, right? You remove cap space off the books, and then you use that to sign someone. And I mean, Carolina's looking like a better and better team to want to play for, right? You got the new training facility. They've shown even in a season where no one can go into the building, and they can still build fan appreciation, fan development, and obviously Todd Dunn has shown that he is not afraid to spend the money. So why not, right? Why not go after some of these guys?
Something that we haven't had in years.
Right. So Tom Dunn is not afraid to spend the money correctly Don Waddell isn't afraid to haggle and make it a good deal. And then you add on top of that the ability for a lot of these guys to get better facilities, to get better, whatever you want to call it, training, coaching. I mean, now everyone wants to play for Rod Brindamore. Why wouldn't you want to play for Rod Brindamore? Right?
Because you know that he's going to outwork out you with a better six-pack.
He's going to show up shirtless and out in the field during a company family day or something. And your wife's going to Google him and you're going to be like, oh, I should not have signed here. Look. Yeah, here's that 55-year-old man fucking flexing on everyone.
50, only 50.
He's only 50 now. I'm going in the future.
The Canes 5K, he shows up every year and he
does.
runs it. He doesn't jog. He runs the whole
why
thing.
not? Why not?
Yeah.
Man is a beast. He's a beast.
Omar, go race him. Come on, Omar. Come on.
I'm not the fastest, but maybe one day I'll hit a lifting competition with him, see how that goes. It will not go well for me, but I'll try.
Get that deadlift in.
Hey, I've been up in my PR, you know. I've gone up. It's over 300 now.
You look
So.
a little bulky there. You look a little buff.
Oh, that's just because I've been eating all the quarantine snacks, like all of them. They're gone.
Oh my goodness, what have we not done during the quarantine?
Played hockey.
Oh.
That is
Played
true.
right. Yeah.
Well, right.
Actually jumped on the ice.
Rayla did. You're lying. Rayla did.
Well, Rayla isn't here right now.
Right.
My local rink is still closed. My local rink.
Right.
I thought it was going to be open recently, but it didn't. I was ready to wear a mask and a helmet on and like check someone, see if they could knock their mask off.
Yeah. I can understand masks in the building, but you know, they don't even let us in the building.
They got a webcam.
I mean, you gotta at some point we gotta start having better testing. I know that there are faster testing kits out there. Just no one's willing to spend the money to get them, just because. Nice mask, but I mean, honestly, we could do with more testing. If we were masked for like 4 to 6 weeks straight, like this whole problem could be behind us, but that's not going to happen. People aren't going to behave.
There's a lot of stuff with the COVID, and honestly, I've kind of just gotten over it. Just wear the dang mask, and then whatever else happened for a little bit longer, I really don't care. The biggest problem for me is now the flu season's coming in, and you're not going to be able to tell the dang difference.
No, and here's the thing for everyone like, oh, I can't breathe oxygen. Look, I've done this, right? Because I got a buddy I work with who's trained to be a paramedic, so he's got the little oxygen clip, and I put the mask on. I did a 2-mile run, came back, and put the clip on the oxygen on my finger, and I still had like a 95 to 97% oxygen rate, and that's after running 2 miles. So I don't want to hear anyone complaining about
the only people who complain are the people that live in Denver.
Oh.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with the mask, though. That's just Denver.
It's not really about not being able to breathe. It's more of feelings like you're suffocating. You know, you have that claustrophobic thing going on, and I think that's what people are confused.
Well, that's one thing I gotta appreciate with the league is they did a great job.
Yeah, well, mind over matter, right?
But have any COVID cases been in the bubble?
No, actually, I think you gotta realize. Look at some of these players, right? A lot of these guys are, European, Canadian, and stuff, and they don't have that kind of mentality. Unfortunately, that a lot of Americans do, when it comes to masks. And so you see them; they're always wearing a mask. Yeah, you got a couple of guys that are dicks out, but for the most part, they've been doing the right thing. And then they get tested anyways, and They laid out all the priorities so well at the very beginning between the hotel staff and everything. Everything was done so well, and people were isolated pretty well enough to avoid.
Are the hotel staff and the staff members, are they staying in the bubble too, or do they get to go home?
I mean,
everybody's staying.
I mean, I think some of them get to go home, but they don't. They have so limited access to players.
Man, how much are they getting paid?
Wow, yeah. I mean,
it's in Canada, so
they could stay at the hotel. You know, I don't know.
Right.
True.
Well, wanting them to stay in the bubble.
Do they get to touch the Stanley Cup?
No.
Oh, come on. You got to give them at least that. You got to be like, okay, you get 30 seconds. Go.
Speaking of Stanley Cup, did you guys see how they had it hanging over the game? Like the players.
What a tease!
I didn't see that they had it hanging over the game. I saw that they had it on
set.
display.
It was set. It was a
Oh my
display. The
gosh.
display was hanging over the arena, and I think that was
Funny.
gorgeous. That's a beautiful way. I think
I've never seen
a thing, right, where you pick one spot where boom, there's the Stanley Cup, and every game players can look up and see it and be like, oh, 4 wins,
Yeah.
4 wins, 4 wins.
Right?
That's such a motivator to see.
Yeah,
this,
4 wins.
like,
4 wins
That
to
is
see the
kinda
Tampa
cool.
Bay Lightning choke again.
whoa.
And then when you win, it just comes down.
1-0 right now,
Right in the
Dallas.
middle.
You don't know what's happening. I understand that
I got
kind of
biased.
semi-biased towards Dallas, but there's no.
I want to see Corey Perry go out with a win, and I want to see Hudobin get a ring. I'm sorry, Curtis McElhaney. I'm sorry, but Hudobin was here first.
That's true. I didn't even think about. Oh my gosh, why did I not even?
Well,
I didn't even
because
think about
Curtis
this
hasn't played
McElhaney.
as much. He hasn't played as
Right.
much behind Vasilevsky. I mean, if you think about it, like he didn't share like he did with Mrazek. So Carolina was a different
Yeah.
thing for him. He's got a very much lighter load. What else do we need to talk about? There's the biggest news. Why are we keep pushing this behind? The Charlotte
news?
Checkers are no longer
Right.
AHL affiliate of the Carolina Hurricanes. They now are the AHL affiliate of the Panthers, which introduces us to the Chicago Wolves, who were the last remaining AHL team without an affiliation. Because
I gotta admit, they've been pretty nice so far. Their booster club has already followed us on Twitter. They're being really cordial and saying, "Hey, we want you to come up to Chicago when you can." All that jazz with the Hurricanes fans, but it just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
I'll tell you what it is.
It doesn't.
Let me break it down to the fans. From everything I know and everything I've heard, this is just 2 teams who were trying to get more from each other, and it just wasn't panning out, right? You have 2 very strong-willed individuals in Michael Kahn and Tom Dundon who butted heads, who Tom Dundon said, hey, the Carolina Hurricanes are worth more to the Checkers, and the Checkers are worth more than Checkers are worth to the Hurricanes. And Michael Kahn disagreed and believed the opposite. And each one, Michael Kahn said, hey, I want more affiliation money. Tom then said, you don't deserve more affiliation money. There's no good guy, bad guy. Everyone just has a stance. They stuck to it. And compromise was not met. So for the next 3 years, the Chicago Wolves will be the next affiliate, right? So let's just follow the money here. Not the money, the backtrack of the affiliation, right? Because last season, the Wolves were kind of affiliate for the Blues and the Vegas Golden Knights. Well, then Vegas built its own AHL team, the Henderson Silver Knights, and
Lame
the
name.
Blues.
I gotta admit, lame name.
I mean, at this point, they might as well build an ECHL team, the Bronze Knights.
Right.
Which actually sounds kind of better.
They might.
Right?
They'll put it in Carson City.
Something. And they wanted a team that's in Nevada close.
Right.
The Blues moved over to Springfield for their AHL team. And, of course, Chicago was the only one without an AHL team.
You would think they'd be with Chicago, but no.
No, here's the thing. The Chicago Wolves and the Chicago Blackhawks do not like each other. You got to realize that the Wolves stole a lot of the fans from the Blackhawks way back in the day. What happened was the owner of the Blackhawks was super greedy, and he decided to, if the game was not sold out, he would black out the games on TV. So what happened? The Wolves stepped in, and then they took over those TV spots. So while the Blackhawks games were not on TV, Chicago Wolves games were on TV. Yeah. Deal with that.
This is what happens when you get greedy.
That's just smart.
Right, and so they
I'm
took
looking
over.
at you, Robert Kraft.
They are the only AHL team that still has a TV deal.
Nice.
So, when we're looking at teams that could benefit the Carolina Hurricanes, this is not a dumb decision. Yes, we know the distance. Yes, the Checkers hold a special place in our hearts. Yes, it helped logistically. But when you're talking about building a fan base and building a knowledge of players around and putting the Carolina Hurricanes on the map, not just for citizens of Carolinas, I'm talking more both north and south, but at a national level, the Chicago Wolves are an excellent choice. Now, Don Waddell.
It'll be just like when we had the Cincinnati Cyclones for, I think it was like 2 years.
I think it's going to be better than that. So Don Waddell has a working relationship with the owner and the GM and everyone over at the Chicago Wolves, right? Because he was the GM of the Atlanta Thrashers in the final years before the move. And the Atlanta Thrashers had an AHL affiliate of Chicago. There's the Thrashers jersey. You knew I was going to bring that up. So the Chicago Wolves were the AHL affiliate of the Thrashers when Don Waddell was the GM. So he had a good, healthy working relationship. Of course, when the Thrashers moved to Winnipeg, the AHL affiliation changed, and the Chicago Wolves got bounced around. That's one. Two, the Wolves have always been a sort of a semi-independent team where they haven't really relied so much on their NHL team's best, not really AHL players who win games. They've actually been well in developing, scouting, and making their own players. So that's why they have 2 Calder Cups, and they've been to the Calder Cup championships 4 times, to include the loss to the Trekkers recently, or the last Calder Cups ever held.
Right.
So
weird that they still have it.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they're not affiliated with the Blackhawks, because it seems like we tend to trade a lot with the Blackhawks. We get a lot of players from them. So I was thinking, okay, maybe it's like all a network, with the AHL and the Blackhawks and us. So maybe that's where the deal came from. But now that you're telling me that, my thoughts are not the same.
I mean, it would make sense to have like the Toronto Marlies, Toronto Maple Leafs relationship kind of deal, but
you got to realize a lot of those kind of deals are because of ownership, right? So if the ownership owns both teams, no problem, right? But Tom Dunn and Michael Kahn are very different individuals. They're 2 different people, so obviously the ownership's a big deal. And remember, so the current Charlotte Checkers came from Albany, or Albany River Rats. They came down, and there's a history there. So, and history is very weird with the Hurricanes and the Checkers. The fact that they've been able to hold together for this long is impressive. This was really it was written on the wall that this was going to happen years ago. It just when you bring in strong ownership, this was going to happen. When you're talking about Peter Karmanos, he wasn't strong ownership. He was stubborn ownership. He
became complacent after they won the cup in 06.
Oh yeah, he got himself in the Hall of Fame and he was good. So he got complacent. He got kind of greedy a bit, and like we're not here to bash on Peter Karmanos, but Tom Dunn is not Peter Karmanos, right? He's a lot more strong-willed, and he's going to get stuff done and at the proper price, right? He's going to do market analysis, and he's going to see what every other team is paying their affiliate, and he's going to go, okay, this is where I want to pay, and I believe this is the right value based on my market analysis, or his analysis guys. And then someone else is going to come in and say, no, I think we should deserve more. And Tom Dunn is going to say, hit the road, hit the bricks. And that's the way that's what he does for business. So the smart thing to do was to move on monetarily. And again, he's probably talked with Don Waddell and other guys and his marketing team and said, hey, what is the value that Charlotte can bring us versus going somewhere else? And he probably did the math on his own, and he probably thinks that the Chicago Wolves, a team with a TV deal where people in Chicago can watch baby Hurricanes grow, will create Hurricanes fans.
I can't help but laugh when you say that, baby Hurricane.
Baby Hurricanes.
because with all the hurricanes that are on right now, like all the subtropical storms and all that jazz, we're the freaking Greek alphabet.
I mean, think about it.
The Wolves,
think about it. The Wolves is probably going to be the team that Ryan Suzuki is going to play on. Dominic Bach. Guys like who else? Guys moving up, Joey Keane, right? These guys are going to probably just Purcell Green. These guys are going to play for the Wolves next year.
So what's going to happen with what's going to happen with Ned? Is he going to stay with the Checkers and then not
He has to
come
be with the
us?
Hurricanes. He has to be with the Hurricanes. He has a one-way contract.
Right. So he's off to Chicago then.
No, Ned's staying with us.
Well, if he gets moved down and nobody picks him off of waivers, then he'll play for Chicago.
Okay.
Right, as of right now. But to answer your question, all the NHL signed players will now live in Chicago, and at the AHL level will live in Chicago and play for the Wolves. Right. The only guys,
suburbs of Chicago, but it's close enough.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what I mean. But all the guys who were not signed at the NHL level, who the Checkers had signed at professional workouts and stuff like that, those guys will stay with the Checkers and they won't really be in the Panthers farm system so much, but they will play for the Checkers. And if the Panthers want them to move up, then they'll have to sign them, just like they signed all the other guys. So there's going to be a big move. The Checkers were not going to be the same, and I think honestly, the Checkers are going to be on the losing end of this deal.
The Checkers do get back a few familiar faces because Florida,
right?
Because we traded so many to them,
right? But but the Panthers minor league isn't that great, and they haven't done a really good job. Here's another thing: coaching. The Checkers coaching will also move over. So the head coach and a couple of guys will also move over to the Chicago Wolves.
So who are we talking? We're talking Ned if he goes back down, and we're talking what
Bean,
Jake Bean, Joey Keane,
Colin Booth,
Jesper Selgreen.
Booth.
Booth's an RFA. We'll see. Alex Nedeljkovic, Jeremy Helvig, if he gets moved up. Jason Cotton, Steven Lorenz,
Ryan Suzuki.
Right, Ryan Suzuki, Dominic Bog, David Cotton. This could be the Cotton brothers, of course. All those guys who are at the AHL level but are signed to Hurricanes deals.
Right.
And for those who want a full list, you can always go to Cap Friendly to get a full list there of who's at the major leagues.
Yeah.
Minor leagues.
And now the Hurricanes pipeline goes from Greenville to Chicago back to Raleigh.
Right.
For now.
Waddell says there's like 5 different flights a day from Raleigh to Chicago and back. So.
Oh yeah, because we can just we're all just set to where we can just pick the cash out of our pocket and go, here, let me get a plane ticket to Chicago.
Oh, he's not worried about the fans. He's worried about the players.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe we'll do a Revolution Rampage trip to Chicago just to be nice. I don't know.
I mean, that would be fun.
That'd be
but
cool.
I really wish we had done the 3-team trip last season.
We didn't get a chance.
We didn't get a chance to.
We can still do it. It doesn't have to be a Hurricanes thing. It's just a Carolina hockey thing.
So
or we could just go all the way down to Florida and go up the coast. Make it a 2-week trip.
Yeah.
No.
No.
But yeah, we got all that. Obviously we're sad with the Checkers going, but a lot is about to happen. The NHL has basically said that they don't know when the next season will start. It could very well be the new year, which means we have no clue what's going to happen with the outdoor game, as nothing's been announced. But they're
taking care of what's in front of them right now.
They have put out like a list. It's on Cap Friendly. They put it on their Twitter of events for when the draft is, when free agency starts, when RFAs can be signed, when people can be bought out, all that jazz. And that all starts the first week of October.
Right. So in 2 weeks, we'll crown the Stanley Cup champion and immediately move into off-season events. So we'll keep everything watching with a keen eye. The other leagues are all kind of on hiatus. Honestly, a smart thing to do is to just hold what you got and just this virus is more important to take care of than sports and stuff. I know everyone's like, "Oh, I got football back and I got baseball back." Yeah, I mean, like, look at how many scares we've been getting there.
I'm sorry for you, Omar, as a Giants fan, because it's been rough.
Wait, football season started?
Yeah, unfortunately.
I heard they canceled this whole season.
But we have to say this about Black girls hockey. Their article came out on the New York Times, though it does not mention us directly due to some edits. They do make a vague mention to us and Red Eye Rowdies. We got to thank the writer for that. I can't remember the dang name. Amanda, can you help me out on that?
I'm sorry.
Yes. Sorry, we're blanking on your name, the writer to that article, but we got to thank you. Obviously, nice. we loved having Renee.
Yeah, right. I mean, I'm really glad that they're getting the recognition that they deserve. I think that's fantastic. And he also told me that they got the biggest spot in New York Times that he's ever seen, space wise. So I think that's fantastic. It was great. And I love that all the pictures are from here. So that's cool.
Now we got to find a place that actually sells the New York Times in Raleigh.
Right.
So we just, the important thing to take away from that is that the Black Girl Hockey Club has actually done a lot more than most organizations could dream of doing. And that just shows like how much actual support there is for, people of color, players of color, women of color, especially from hockey fans, and that we should listen. We should listen to these people more and more.
Yep, 100%.
All right, I think we're getting close to our time here. It's another short episode. We're keeping them short for these video ones, so you can enjoy them on YouTube and on Facebook.
And honestly, there's not that many headlines when we do these.
Yeah, there's not a lot happening. We're all kind of in a limbo, but
that's what's going to be like
going on right now.
It's going to be like that this off season. There's going to be nothing basically until we figure out something.
Right. Yeah. So from all of us here at Redvolution Rampage, we'll see you next time. I'm Omar.
Am I Zach?
I guess. I don't know.
It's always Omar, Zach, and then me. So I was.
But am I Zach? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm
not telling you.
And I'm Amanda right here.
All right.
See, she's definitely Amanda.
She's got it down. Figure out who you are. This is not the time for an identity crisis. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, it is not the time. You hear me? All right. Go ahead. If you're down here, why am I looking over there? All right.
I don't know. Where am I?
Right. All right.
Okay.
See you guys next time.